South Africa is divided once again, this time over alleged assassination attempt on controversial businessman Brown Mogotsi. Was this a genuine attempt on his life or just another twist in one of the most suspicious political sagas of the year? Welcome back to Heads Up SA, where we break down South Africa's biggest stories with context and clarity. Let's get into it. According to police, unknown gunmen allegedly opened fire on Brown Mogotsi's vehicle in Vosloorus, Eastland. SAPS spokesperson Atlanta Mate confirmed that Mogotsi survived the attack and is expected to present himself at a police station to open a case.
We are investigating a case of attempted murder. We did try to get a statement from Mr. Brown Mogotsi yesterday already. And encouraged him to open a case. He refused at that time, citing that he was fearing for his life. So he has promised to present himself at the Vosloorus police station where we are at 8 o'clock this morning, together with his lawyer, to open a case so that our investigators can take down his statement. But as you can see, 8 o'clock has passed. We are still waiting for him. The acting station commander did indicate that she will also reach out to him and remind him that there is a statement that needs to be taken down. Our investigators are waiting for him. But nonetheless, crime intelligence is on the ground. We are investigating where this car was coming from, where it was going, who was in the vehicle. When the shooting happened, we've already ascertained that who the car belongs to, but that's for police investigation.
But here's the thing, since October 16th, Mogotsi has made several appointments with the police and hasn't shown up to a single one. Even Paul O'Sullivan arranged an interview for Mogotsi with News 24, which he also skipped.
But you will recall that on the 16th of October, our investigating team that is investigating a case of defeating the ends of justice, corruption and fraud that was opened by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, that investigating team on the 16th of October made their way to Mahikeng, where Mr. Brown Mogotsi originates from. They visited his business premises in an attempt to execute the search and seizure warrant of his gadgets in that particular case. And he then indicated he was not around, and he then made several promises to present himself before the investigating team so that we can execute that particular search and seizure warrant. We can confirm that as of today, we are still waiting for him and his lawyers. They've made another promise. They made another promise last week to meet the team. They did not honor that promise. They did not honor that appointment. We know that they have made another promise that they will then meet with the investigating team tomorrow to execute that particular search and seizure warrant. So we are hoping that him and his lawyer will honor that particular appointment so that the team can continue with that investigation of defeating the ends of justice, fraud and corruption. So as of now, from the 16th of October up until now, Mr. Brown Mogotsi has been a no-show.
So what's really going on here? Is Mogotsi hiding from the public or from whoever might be after him? Remember that explosive press briefing in July by General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi where he implicated Mogotsi in his allegations. Mkhwanazi presented evidence, including WhatsApp messages, showing that Brown Mogotsi was in possession of confidential police documents and even knew about internal SAPS decisions before Mkhwanazi himself was officially informed. That revelation shook the country because it raised serious concerns about syndicate infiltration inside the police. And now, after this alleged shooting, some are wondering, could the same people who were feeding Mogotsi information from inside SAPS now be trying to silence him before he exposes them?
My sister, don't be surprised when I said I've been around. The information that I'm giving you, I say, if I'm questioned at the right platform, I'll be able to allude this to. How do I end up having this information? And it does not come from Minister Senzo Mtunu, General Sibiya or General Khan or anyone of of those General Mukhonas has mentioned.
So you confirm that you have access to privileged policing information?
No, it's not that I have access. This environment information comes to you.
Online, South Africans are split. Some believe Mogotsi's story, saying it's plausible he's being targeted because of what he knows, especially with his upcoming testimony at the Madlanga Commission and at the ad hoc committee. Others, though, are calling it a staged stunt, pointing out that the supposed getaway car doesn't match the profile of someone as connected as Mogotsi. People are asking why there's no visible blood, no major damage, and how someone who's allegedly at the center of political funding scandals end up driving a worn-out Nissan Almera at night. To many, it doesn't add up, and it turned social media into a full-blown investigation room. Meanwhile, SAPS spokesperson Atlenda Mate says Mogotsi still hasn't responded to police calls or presented himself to open a case, and she made it clear if this was staged, Mogotsi could face charges for defeating the ends of justice. So, either he's genuinely under a threat or he's playing a dangerous game with law enforcement and the public. At this point, Brown Mogotsi is a man surrounded by questions. Questions about corruption, politics, and now survival. If what Mkhonazi revealed was true, then Mogotsi might be carrying information that could expose a network deep inside SAPS. But if this shooting was fake, it could be a desperate move to dodge accountability and shape public sympathy. Either way, South Africa is watching closely. What do you think? Is this an attempted hit or high-level distraction? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories. Keep your heads up, SA.
Unfortunately, our attempts to, contact the wife and his mother have really not bore any fruit, and it has seemed quite difficult for us to really establish the very one question that everybody is asking: where is Brown Mogotsi? Is he injured? And what is of his fate? We have an understanding of these threats that Brown Mogotsi has been speaking about. You'll remember, as you made reference, that 2 weeks ago, when this area was pounced upon by the task force, it seemed Mogotsi made his way away from here and gave media interviews, questioning the type of armed force that he'd seen or had been reported to have occurred here, and speaking about that it had actually, made him worried about his safety, and he had actually fled to somewhere in Johannesburg. In our previous engagements with Brown Mogotsi, we had an interview, our first with him, following General Mukhonazi's utterances and allegations. We met him in an undisclosed place here in the Northwest, and I must explain to you and our viewers that it was quite an unsteady arrangement thereof, because after having arranged our meeting with Brown Mogotsi, he arrived literally 4 to 6 hours after the time that was set, and he explained to us that he was actually in a position where he was forced to change his vehicle a number of times because he felt that people were following him, and he had claimed to us and allegedly said that people had actually tried an attempt on his life, and he had to jump from one vehicle to the other and made his way to a police station in Johannesburg. It was also appeared again during our second encounter with him, following the utterances made by the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, questioning his Brown Mogotsi's membership in the ANC. When we invited him to speak to us, he changed the meeting hours quite a number of times, saying that he was quite worried about his security, and he wanted us to provide him a location which would be secure. We provided the location, being our offices, our premises, given that it's a well-secured place with armed security. Then we're able to do that interview. But it seems that his belief that his life has been in danger have been maintained. You'll recall the allegations that have been leveled against Mr. Mogotsi, his clandestine relationship with people who are alleged to be part of criminal syndicates, him, working as a middleman between these people and the minister, Senzo Mchunu, and other politically affiliated people.